Hello, welcome to VNews Podcast Daily, and following are the highlights.
Party General Secretary Nguyễn Phú Trọng held talks with Cambodian King Norodom Sihamoni. Activities of National Assembly Chairman Nguyễn Sinh Hùng in Belgium. International donors have pledged $7.38 billion in ODA to Vietnam in 2012. Vietnam increases capacity in coastal management.
Party General Secretary Nguyễn Phú Trọng arrived in Phnom Penh on December 6th, beginning his official visit to Cambodia. The visit is made at the invitation of Cambodian King Norodom Sihamoni.
A welcoming ceremony for the Vietnamese party leader was held at the Cambodian Imperial Palace on the same day. Following the ceremony, General Secretary Trọng held talks with King Norodom Sihamoni. The king described his visit as an important event to promote the traditional friendship and comprehensive cooperation between Vietnam and Cambodia. He thanked the party, government and people of Vietnam for their valuable assistance to the Cambodian people in their struggle for national liberation, escaping from the genocide and in their cause of national development. The party chief reaffirmed Vietnam's consistent foreign policy of prioritizing the development of Vietnam-Cambodia cooperation and friendship. Both hosts and guests affirmed the determination to further consolidate the two countries' overall ties. After the talks, Trọng called on former King Norodom Sihanouk. He is scheduled to meet with the presidents of the Senate and the National Assembly and the Prime Minister later on the same day.
National Assembly Chairman Nguyễn Sinh Hùng arrived in Brussels on December 5th, beginning his official visit to Belgium and the European Parliament.
A European Parliament welcome ceremony was held for National Assembly Chairman Hùng at the city of Brussels on December 6th, Vietnamese time. After the welcome ceremony, the legislative chief and his entourage attended the 9th European Parliament Vietnam Interparliamentary Meeting. Addressing the meeting, National Assembly Chairman Hùng emphasized the necessity of enhancing the relationship between the Vietnamese National Assembly and the European Parliament. Hùng said Vietnam has pursued a foreign policy of independence, self-reliance, cooperation, development, multilateralization and modernization over the past 25 years of the renewal process. Werner Langen, head of the European Parliament delegation to the countries of Southeast Asia and ASEAN, expressed the hope that Vietnam soon becomes a strategic partner of the EU and proposed both sides speed up the implementation of the Vietnam-EU Cooperative Agreement. The European Parliament pledged to support the development of relations with Vietnam, assist Vietnam in poverty reduction and coping with climate change, and support the negotiation of a free trade agreement. Later the same day, National Assembly Chairman Hùng was received by European Parliament President Jerzy Buzek.
International donors have pledged $7.38 billion in official development assistance (ODA) to Vietnam in 2012. Their commitments were made at the consultative group meeting in Hanoi on December 6th.
Addressing the event, Prime Minister Nguyễn Tấn Dũng said Vietnam will continue completing mechanisms and policies to effectively use ODA sources and speed up the disbursement of ODA projects. He said the Vietnamese government always strives for harmony between maintaining economic stability and addressing environmental issues. He said next year, Vietnam will continue implementing administrative procedure reforms, perfecting the market economic institution, and integrating deeper into the international economy, while working to increase the transparency of economic activities and boosting the fight against corruption. The Prime Minister said he hopes for straightforward dialogues between the government and donors, thus strengthening mutual understanding and cooperation. The World Bank Country Director in Vietnam, Victoria Qua Qua, co-chair of the Consultative Group Meeting of Donors, said that 2011 was a difficult year for the Vietnamese economy, but it also saw the country's successes in managing the macroeconomy and curbing inflation. Qua Qua affirmed that the World Bank and other development partners of Vietnam wish to have frank, open and sincere discussions and dialogues with the Vietnamese government in dealing with global economic challenges, helping the country overcome difficulties and challenges, as well as attaining set socio-economic development objectives.
The State Audit of Vietnam and its Russian counterpart signed a joint auditing report on December 5th in Hanoi.
From July 2010 to September 2011, the two agencies conducted parallel auditing on the use of state capital in controlling quality and safety of fish, seafood, and related products, which was exported from Vietnam. This year, they fulfill a joint auditing at the Vietso Petro Joint Venture and the Ras Viet Petro Joint Venture Limited. At the signing ceremony, the two agencies' leaders affirmed that the two sides will further strengthen joint activities such as parallel auditing and joint research. They will also continue to exchange working delegations at all levels in the time to come.
Vietnam exported more than 6.7 million tons of rice in the first 11 months of this year, grossing $3.29 billion, according to the Vietnam Food Association.
This represented a year-on-year increase of 7.59% in volume and 23.3% in value. The country is expected to ship abroad 617,000 tons of rice this month, raising the country's total rice export volume to over 7.3 million tons, up 4.3% over last year. Vietnam Food Association said Vietnam did very well on rice export this year, but next year is going to be a tough one with unpredictable changes in the world market and stiff competition from cheap rice sources in India, Pakistan, and Myanmar.
Work began on a garbage-based compost fertilizer plant in the southern province of Bình Dương on December 5th. The plant is the first of its kind in Vietnam.
The €6.7 million plant was financed through official development assistance from the Finnish government. It has a daily capacity of 420 tons, and it forms part of a waste treatment system in the Nam Bình Dương Solid Waste Treatment Complex in Bình Dương Province. The project aims to make full use of garbage for recycling and fertilizer production for the local agroforestry sector, while dealing with a large quantity of garbage in the locality. The Nam Bình Dương Solid Waste Treatment Complex receives over 700 tons of garbage and over 80 tons of hazardous waste from industrial production a day.
A workshop on integrated coast management took place in Hanoi on December 5th, discussing ways to boost marine economic development while ensuring environmental sustainability.
The seminar was told that as nearly half of the country's big cities are in coastal regions and 23% of the population living in coastal areas, these areas are being polluted and degraded. Participants said in many localities, the locals are carrying out offshore fishing in a small and private scale, resulting in their failure in tapping sea potential effectively. Sea potential has not been tapped effectively as fishermen still use backward offshore fishing methods. It is necessary to raise local people's awareness of coastal management, and they are those benefiting most from sea resources, and they are also the ones making the greatest impacts on coastal environment. Participants proposed measures to raise public awareness of coastal management. They also recommended a new marine economic development model to help coastal people to increase their income in order to reduce the exploitation of coastal resources.
The Japanese ship Fujimaru has anchored at Saigon Port in Ho Chi Minh City, bringing ashore 329 young people from Japan and Southeast Asian countries.
This is the 11th time the Shift for Southeast Asian Youth Program, sponsored by the Japanese government, has arrived in Vietnam. The program will further strengthen the friendship and mutual understanding between Vietnamese youths and their peers from Japan and the ASEAN family. During their 4-day stay in Ho Chi Minh City, the delegates had exchanges with young local people. They had opportunities to explore the beauty of the country and people of Vietnam through exciting trips and social activities.
And this is the end of VNews Today. Thanks for watching and see you next time.